Resident Evil 6. Why Resident Evil 6? Well, because Resident Evil 7's coming out. And those are for you that are just watching this video and haven't watched any of my other On The Fly reviews. The reason it's called On The Fly is because it comes from GameFly. It's a game that I get. It's a rental service that you can get. This is not condoned by them. This is not, like, sponsored by them or anything. This is not a sponsored video, I wish. But we get GameFly. My girlfriend does. So she gets games from time to time that I would like to play. I play them. I do a review on them. Slap them on YouTube for you guys to check out. If you like them, sweet. Maybe you'll pick it up. But to this review. Now, Resident Evil 6, ever since Resident Evil 5, they've went completely off the script on what Resident Evil used to be. Like, Resident Evil used to be more of a dungeon crawling type zombie game that you had an inventory menu, that you had to strategically place everything. You had to be able to put your herbs in a certain area to be able to put your gun over in another area, and it would be, and you'd have to simulate them all like that. And I think all the way up to 5 they did that until this. Now 6, I do show off the menu later on, and this is just the beginning of the game, and we get into more of the game later on. But 6 has this weird menu that pops up with like 60 slots on each side, and like you have guns, and you have a knife, and you have your first aid spray, and then you tap R1 to be able to heal yourself. Like it used to be, you used to have to go, and there's no start menu. If you press the healing menu, and that's why there's quick heal, because because they try to make it more of a survival game. They're losing their look on what a horror game is and focusing on what a survival game is. And now the story, no, I don't feel this way about it, but the gameplay, I feel like it's a Call of Duty story, to where it's just, no, Leon's a mercenary, yes, and maybe that's why they made it more Call of Duty-esque, and hopefully Resident Evil 7 is different because they said it was open world, and I hope they go back to that dungeon crawler like Diablo style Resident Evil game. I love that shit. To where you're going through different areas, you're going through waves of zombies, hordes of zombies, zombies are breaking in and shit. Like, this does that, but it really spaces them out, and there's so many different button sequences. Like, I do die a couple times in this playthrough, but it's really hard to die. Like, look at this shit right here. You press square to pull on this metal rod, and like, while she's hanging off of you with one arm, and that just shows how beastly you are. But like, normally you would put her down, and then you'd have to use 2 arms to be able to do that. And like, that's not a big deal. That just that just kind of takes away from the immersion for me. Don't let me take away from you from playing Resident Evil 6 from this review. This review is my own opinion. This review is a look on what I feel how the game plays, and kind of just get you guys to see it. I mean, this game is obviously getting me hyped for Resident Evil 7. I wanted to play a Resident Evil game, and I was like, sweet, let's play this one. And I just can't really get into it. I was going through, and I'm playing, and I'm grinding, and I'm grinding, and I'm grinding, and I'm like, the game's just not drawing me in. Like, it's just not sucking me in like a Resident Evil game should. Like other games such as Prey, such as The Last of Us, such as The Evil Within. Those games were amazing. With Evil Within, when you're hiding under the bed and shit, and it's hard as fuck to get through the whole game, and like, it's a legit survival and horror game, not just survival with horror aspect, like a horror storyline, and it's a Call of Duty shooter. And there's an online feature to it. I don't think you're going around shooting each other, but there's a co-op style online. But then it gives you unlimited ammo from right in the bat. Like, if you wanted unlimited ammo, you could just click on yes, and you would just tear through the game. You'd be able to do this game in like 2 hours because you just tore through with unlimited ammo. And yeah, you don't have the best weapon, but it doesn't matter because you're never reloading. And the way to get ammo in this game is not from ammo boxes. It's not from finding it. It's from zombies. They just fall and then pop up an ammo that you press square to get real quick. It's like a quick ammo thing. Call of Duty again. I hate that. And like I said, I just can't get in. This game hasn't drawn me in. And what all that means is it adds to the score that I'm going to give it. And I'm going to give the score here in a minute. But I want to talk more about how the game looks graphically. Graphically, the game looks like shit. I mean, it looks good. Don't get me wrong. This game looks sweet. But this is PS3. This is not PS4. This is not 1080p. This is not 60 frames per second. This is very slow, clunky. I mean, it's waving in the wind there, but like, it's all uniformly waving. Like, the whole thing's moving. Like, it's a jiggle feature. Like, you can get that on the iPhone. You could add a jiggle feature to anything. And it's like, And then in the FMV, it's not moving. It's only moving in the real game. Whatever, Capcom. You do what you do. You've been making games forever, and I mean the games have been great that you've made. Street Fighter, Capcom versus Street Fighter, Capcom versus whatever, or just a Capcom fighting game. Period. I think it was Capcom versus Marvel. I think that's the one it was on 360 that I played. But you've lost touch with the horror part, and I hope you bring that back with Resident Evil 7. And like I said, the reason I keep bringing up Resident Evil 7 is because Resident Evil 7 is coming out soon. Super hyped for it. Look at this guy. Hit him with the button sequence and stab him. Just, I mean, for me, it takes away from the immersion. Don't let me take you away from playing this game. It's a great game. But overall, graphically, gameplay, it's just, like I said, it's just clunky. It just hasn't drawn me in. It hasn't made me... It's not scary at all. It's not like how Resident Evil 1 was, where you're going through, and I had the director's cut, it was in PS1, but I'm going through, and it drops you off in the helicopter, and you actually get to run through the woods from the wolves that are coming at you, or the dogs, the zombie dogs, and it's the first time you get to see them, and, like, something happens, and it's like a real... It's not even an FMV, like the FMV is like a live cut of a dude running through the woods and a dog like running past or something like that, and you get in and like close his face in the door or something. And then it goes into the game, you guys meet up in the hall. In the regular game, you just meet up in the mansion, like the helicopter drops you off, it's a quick cut FMV, vroom, you're in. Now, the director's cut, and then there's another scene. Oh my god, this scene is what scared the fuck out of me playing Resident Evil. I'm sitting there and I'm a little kid and I'm like, going up the stairs, go through the room, go through the hallway, and I come up to a guy, and you hear, and you're like, the fuck? And it just looks at you, and it's a fucking zombie, and you're like, oh, shit! And he's like, and he comes at you, and you kill him, or you run from him, whatever you do. I don't think you have a gun at that point, so I think you have to run from him. And he's slow, he's a zombie. Zombies have evolved since Resident Evil 1, like this game. They're running at you, they got axes stuck in them, they're taking them out, throwing them at you. You can take them, bust them in the head with them like a baseball bat. And all this crazy shit, like all this survival technology. Like, look at this thing, it's my menu's right there, my quick heal's up there, my little first aid spray's right there, my switching between pistol and dual pistols right there, which I don't have the dual pistol, even though it says I do. And then you have a knife, and right here, press O. He never once says, come help me. She just always instantly says, I'm on it. As soon as you press O, she's like, I'm on it. I'm coming. And you guys just open the door. And this shit's cool right here. You get into the road, and all these zombies are like terrorizing the whole city, and it gives you a whole city view, and it kind of gives you... You kind of get that open world feel right here, but it's open map. This is mainly just cutscene to battle scene, cutscene to battle scene. And, like, that's cool. I mean, it's been like that for Resident Evil games throughout the years, and I mean, but this shit right here, like kicking them in the face, like, and when you go down, you get a second chance. Like, you go down and you're holding your gun up, you don't automatically die. What the fuck kind of shit is that? Like, just kill me. If the zombie got my health and I wasn't paying attention that much, and he gets me on the ground and he starts eating me, just kill me. I'll start over from the last and there's checkpoints. There's no saves. Like, there is, you can save the game, but you can't pause it. And then you got to get to a checkpoint to checkpoint, and that's where your saves are, and that's where the game loads you at. And like I said, it's a Metal Gear Solid, Call of Duty style game. Capcom's completely gotten away from the regular because this is what they think people want. They think people want this fighting game. Like, I feel like I'm Bruce Lee right now, just kicking these zombies in the head. And it would have been cooler if I had Bruce Lee, but look at this, I can't jump over the car. Like, this needs to be open. If it's going to be open map, be open map. If it's going to be open world, be open world, like they said Resident Evil 7 was going to be. And with all of this being said, and I mean, we're 9 minutes into the video, so I might as well give the score of the review. The graphics, shit. Gameplay, shit. Story, mediocre. Controls, shit. I'm gonna give it a 2.5. I'm gonna give it a 2.5. I'm gonna give this game a 2.5 out of 5. So that's half. I mean, that's 50-50. You know what I'm saying? 2.5 isn't a terrible score. I mean, a terrible score is a 1 out of 5. But a 2.5 is decent. Like I said, don't let me get you away from playing this game. If you want to play this game, play this fucking game. Do whatever you want. This is just my opinion, man. So, as I continue to go through this, and now that you've heard my score of 2.5, I'm going to continue to talk more about this game and show a little bit more off of it. And there's cool sequences like this to where there's the helicopter comes in, he kind of saves you, and you're still running yourself, and like you got to jump. Now you could jump over cars. Now you could jump on top of a truck. Now you can fucking leap and bounds and go into the helicopter. Where the hell was that before, when there was 30 zombies coming through the crack in the freaking wall of the 2 cars sitting there, and I couldn't get through them, and I'm fucking dying. Like, and that looked like that FX looked like the FX app you can get on the iPhone when you record a car smashing into the wall. Like, where the hell is this, Capcom? Like I said, the graphics, like I said, don't really matter in a game. Graphics aren't that big of a deal. As long as you're telling me a good story, and as long as you have good gameplay, I can look past the graphics and get into what I'm playing. But this game just doesn't bring it. This game doesn't really bring the gameplay. This game really doesn't really bring much to the table other than a decent story. I mean, for what did this game come out in 2015, 2016? Whether it came out last year or came out this year or came out 2 years ago, this game doesn't hold up to the new generation of gaming whatsoever. I mean, yeah, it's different, it's cool. I mean, these zombies, like, I still don't know what they are. Are they plants or something now? Because in the last one, they were like a virus that would come out, and there'd be this tentacles that would come out of their neck and shit. And then now they're just like this evaporating thing that just fucking makes this weird noise as it's going into the ground. It's a fucking weird ass like slug crawling across your skin or some shit like that. That was a cool scene right there. And just, I hope they change from being this survival driven, just completely survival driven game, and get back to the horror aspect with Resident Evil 7. I would love it more. I would love it if there was just a dungeon crawling menu, like I said, like a Diablo style game, like it used to be. Resident Evil used to be a dungeon crawling style zombie game, to where you would go through, there would be tons of puzzles, there would be different aspects. If you had a follower, you only had them for a little bit. It wasn't throughout the entire game. You had a companion that was following you and helping you every little point, to where when you fall, you get a second chance to shoot the zombies, and she comes over and hits you with like a narc pen, and you instantly get that boost of adrenaline, and you jump up, and you're running around and able to shoot zombies again, and then you get your quick heal, and you just heal up real quick, and you just fight the fuck out of these zombies. Like, I want that survival aspect back. I want to be able to walk into an open world area to where when I walk in a room, I can explore that entire room. I can get my little secret plants and herbs and red herbs and blue herbs and green herbs, and you can do that in this. You can combine them up, and you can do different things, but it just, there's no reason to explore anywhere else but where the little menu takes you. And that's an annoyance too. Like, there's this little freaking menu, that little indicator right there, you see it, it shows how many meters I'm away, and there goes the ammo pickup. Like, that's just, it just add to that score. That, I'll say it again, it's a 2.5. And all of this little things adds to that score. Here goes these little chess pieces that you get that up your skill. Now, does it do it for me? I have no fucking clue. I haven't found the menu that I can go and up my character's skill. And there's these little electric shock things in here that not only stop the zombies, obviously they kill the zombies for you, but stop you from being able to explore any other place in the area. This is just open, straightforward driven maps. This is a Max Payne game. This is a Call of Duty style game. This is not this is not what I expect from Resident Evil. And like I said, ever since Resident Evil 5, they have really gotten away from their roots as being a dungeon crawling horror style zombie shooter, to the point to where I just feel like I'm playing a shooter. It's just a cheesy little arcade shooter. And maybe that's what they want. Maybe that's what, I mean, Capcom's an arcade style creator. Maybe they just wanted to make an arcade style game with this. I'm not really sure. Maybe they just got lazy and just copy and pasted 5 and slapped a new story on it, and then put some new mechanics into 6. I'm not really sure. It just doesn't feel, it doesn't draw me in. It doesn't make me want to continue with the story. It doesn't make me want to continue playing the game. Like this right here, we wouldn't have a door to kick down together. I would have to figure out how to disable that's just laying in the road. I would have to find a way to get around, and I would have to crawl through a little vent, or maybe crawl through a vent in here. I wouldn't be able to kick that door open with me and the Ada. Like, that's just lame to me. And like I said, that all added into my review. This is my opinion. Don't let me take you away from your immersion experience with the game. Let me know in the comments below if you disagree or agree with my opinion on this game. Did you not like this? Are you hyped for Resident Evil 7? Are you gonna did you stop playing Resident Evil back at Resident Evil 3 after Nemesis because you thought 4 was lame? Did you like 4 and stop playing after 4 because 5 was lame? Have you never played a Resident Evil game? Let me know. I mean, all feedback is good feedback. Hit the like button if you like this review. I know it's not a rant. You guys kind of like the rants, but I'm thinking about doing a rant once a week. You know, I'm not always pissed off about everything. I'm kind of pissed off about this game. I'm not going to do a rant on it, but it's not, like I said, it's not that great. I'm glad I didn't buy it. I'm glad I got it on the fly, which is my GameFly review. And we'll just throw that score out there again. And there goes the menu again. It's a 2.5. In my opinion, Resident Evil 6 gets a 2.5 out of 5. It's a mediocre game at best. It's good if you're looking for something quick to play. If you're looking for an arcade style game, maybe you got an old kind of controller. I don't know. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. Share with your friends so they can see this. Peace.